play right now. I think it made sense to them to make that longer commitment to LA.
Well, the rich get richer, and by the rich, I really mean everybody involved in that discussion. Woj, thank you so much for stopping by. If any more bombs drop in the next hour, we'll be here. I just want to point that out. Thank you so much.
I'll be here too. Okay.
Excellent. You heard Woj mention it, $85 million. It will keep him in the purple and gold through 2023. Ooh. And as I did discuss with Woj, AD and the Lakers, full 5-year max extension, keeping him with the franchise until 2025. So, Perk, how many more titles can the Lakers win with this duo? Because LeBron is on 4 now, and you know who's at 5 and 6, respectively. Just saying.
Right. And look, to be honest, I see the Lakers winning at least 2 titles, Rachel. And here's why. Yes, because of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but I want to mention Rob Pelinka. He has done a great job in this offseason. He went out in free agency and did his thing. I mean, he went out like the Lakers lost the championship. Mm-hmm. He went out like the Clippers should have did in the offseason. Acquiring Montrezl Harrell, signing him, getting Dennis Schroeder, getting Wesley Matthews at $3.6 million, getting rid of Danny Green contract at $15 million, re-signing Anthony Davis, right? A 27-year-old generational talent that's just hitting his prime. So he's locked in for 5 years, and the Lakers are probably going to get 3 to 4 years of AD in his prime.
Yeah, no, Rob Pelinka did a great job. Again, that was, maybe there was some Rich Paul, maybe there was some Bron, but yes, you definitely need to give some love to Rob Pelinka for some of the moves that were orchestrated here, because the Lakers were the biggest winner in free agency, and that's very random. That the team that wins the championship is also the winner in free agency, so that should be scary. Now, there's always going to be like, how did they mesh, chemistry, new roles? That part is yet to be seen, but I don't want to put championship numbers on it. If they don't win one more championship with this pairing and this group of players, it will be a disappointment. But Perk, you know how hard it is to win. Would I be surprised if they won 2 more? No. Am I going to, the 2, they could win 3. Shoot, they should be the favorites every year. They don't have a team quite yet that's like the Golden State Warriors when they had Kevin Durant. When they had Kevin Durant, as long as they stayed healthy, nothing was going to stop them. This is still going to be a team that has to work, that has to fight, that has to get better. So I think over the course of this Bron extension and AD's contract, I think the championship one, I think, is what they should focus on. And then after that, anything other than that is just gravy.
Well, they have so much going for them, right? They have obviously such a strength with LeBron and AD as the core of that team. It makes free agents want to come to you. It makes players want to come to you in a trade. It makes guys want to take less money to fit into the organization. But it's more than that. They have clarity, and that is what we have seen has been missing in so many locker rooms, right? Everybody knows what their job is on this Lakers team. And I think LeBron's first season in LA, there was obviously a lot of lack of clarity. And even the previous offseason, it's fantastic that it ended in a championship, but obviously there was some lack of clarity in that previous offseason. And now they've had great clarity in this offseason setting up the team. So I just think that that's a huge organizational advantage for them. And it's to their credit, to LeBron and AD's credit, and to Rob Pelinka's credit. And, of course, let's not forget Frank Vogel's credit to set everything up that way. They have such a strength going into this year. All right, guys, we have such a strong show going into this show because coming up, we're going to be talking trade.
I think it's a great move for Washington. Look, we've seen what Russell Westbrook can do. He can take a team on his back. It also puts Bradley Beal in a position to just do what he does, and that is score and shoot at a high level. I actually really like this pickup for the Washington Wizards. Now, the Houston Rockets, that's a completely different story. And with all due respect to John Wall, he is very similar to Westbrook, but not quite as good as Westbrook. Plus, he's coming off 2 major injuries, including an Achilles. So explain to me how this could be even remotely close to a good deal for Houston. I just don't see it. I think that this is just another step of them trying to change the entire organization, and I believe that James Harden is next.
Well, RJ, you speaking the gospel, and I was gonna get on you about your plain white wall with no Christmas decorations on
Very
it.
sad.
But I'm gonna let you make it because you speak. Yeah, I'm gonna let him make it, Rachel, because he's speaking the gospel. But Washington, in my opinion, won big in this deal. When you talk about Russell Westbrook, a guy that already knows Scotty Brooks, has a great relationship with him, respects Scotty Brooks along with Robert Pack. Those two guys could hold Russ accountable. And like Richard said, Bradley Beal is going to benefit tremendously playing alongside Russell Westbrook, like Paul George did a few years ago when he was in MVP conversation. And now you have spacing over there with David Bertans, who's one of the most deadliest three-point shooters in the game today, a young stud in Rui Hachimura, and all these young pieces. You have a spark plug off the bench in Ish Smith, a dog who they call on the defensive end, and Troy Brown. So I like the makeup of those Washington Wizards team. You add a Russell Westbrook, a Ferrari engine to this ball club, and guess what, Rachel? It brought chocolate back to Chocolate City.
Well, look,
okay. I don't know what that means.
I do. I'm from D.C. Perk, I got you. Look,
no, I know.
You make a good point, Perk, about Russell Westbrook being a known quantity, right? Like, we know what his faults are. We know what his strengths are. We know what his injury issues are. John Wall is such an unknown quality. So for the Wizards, having that known quality in Russell Westbrook, that partnership with Scotty Brooks, I think really is going to be a strength for them. And for whatever reason, the John Wall-Bradley Beal partnership, which has never worked great, isn't apparently something they want to continue with all the reporting about Wall asking for a trade. So even if you just got rid of a possibly contentious situation, that is a good thing. For Houston, this is a huge gamble because we have no idea what John Wall is going to be. John Wall, frankly, doesn't know what John Wall is going to be. The injury history of guards in particular, coming back from Achilles injuries, is not good. So he will have to buck that. I do think for John Wall, it is a good change of scenery, the weight of everything that happened with him in D.C. If he came out this season and, let's say, really played healthy and like his own self, he would be having to battle the expectations of not just this season, but the weight of his entire history with the team. And this way, he has a fresh start as well. So good for John Wall, good for the Wizards. I don't know yet if it's going to be good for the Houston Rockets. I will say, and we're watching this right now, this Dear DC letter from Wall. He was such a force in the Washington community, and I'm from that area. You guys know this. I do want to take just a second and commend the fact that he put himself out there over and over and over again over the last decade, whether it was recently for voting rights and civil rights issues, childhood hunger, low-income housing. He has done so much